In this video I'm going to show you some of the various methods of selecting cells. So one of the most simple would be to simply click and drag. So I'm selecting multiple cells this way, and I can select across the row and down over various columns and select as many as I want in that way. I could also achieve exactly the same thing by clicking at the start of the range that I want to select, and then hold down Shift while I click on the end of the range, and that selects everything in between. When we select in this way, that is, we are selecting cells that are adjacent to one another, they are called contiguous ranges. Right? There are also non-contiguous ranges, that is, we want to select some cells that are not right next to each other, and we can do that by holding down our Control key as we select. So see, I'm selecting now ranges of cells that are not right next to each other. It may be that I want to put a fill on them that's different from the others, for example, and then these ones can go in a different color. Holding down Control as we do it, and I might want to put a light blue one on that one, for example. And I'll undo the ones I've just done. We might want to select across the rows, holding down Control and doing every second one, and then put some sort of a fill on that one, like a light grey. You'll often see this in tables with lots of data because it makes it easier for you to run your eye across if every second row is coloured. When we want to select data that goes beyond what we can currently see on our screen, it can pose somewhat of a problem when you're using the mouse. It makes it a little bit difficult when you have to go off to the side or down beneath. Now we can overcome that problem by using keyboard shortcuts, or if you need to select the entire workbook or worksheet, that is, you can click up here where the rows and the column headings intersect. That will select the entire workbook. Alright, I'll just click off that to deselect it, or I could go Control Home, and that will take me to A1 and deselect whatever is selected at the moment. Another thing that we can do is hold down Control and Shift and press End, and that will select the entire active area of the worksheet. That is, it will select what we're actually using rather than the whole worksheet. Now again, I'm going to say hold down Control and press Home to go back to A1 and deselect what I've selected. Now I'm going to use the Go To function this time and use it to select cells that I want to use. So I'll say Control G for Go To, and I'm going to say go to K4, but I'm going to hold down Shift while I click on OK. And by doing that, it selects everything from where I was to K4. Finally, let's have a look at how we can select entire rows or entire columns. So if I click on a row header like this, it selects the entire row, not just where there is data, and I can hold down Control as I do that and get multiple rows as well. So that's using the mouse and a keyboard combination. But if I wanted to use just the keyboard, I could select the current row, whichever one I'm in, by holding down Shift and pressing space, as I've just done, and there you go, the whole row is selected. I can do similar things with columns as well, so I can click on a column heading, and that will select whichever column I've clicked on. Similarly, if I want to select an entire column, I can click on the column header and select it like that, or I can click on somewhere in the worksheet and Control Space will select the current column, and again Control Space. If I hold down Control and click a column header, it will select that column as well, and if I hold down Shift rather than Control while I click on the column header, it will select everything between that column and the last one selected. So that's it, you've got lots of different options for selecting cells.